This morning we have what's called the State of the Church talk. So this is a tradition started by Gurudeva that every year, close to the new year, he would talk about some of the major activities he saw coming up in our organization and share them with members and students. So they had an idea of the overview of what we were doing. So, I wasn't here right at the New Year, April 13th, so it's 2 weeks late, better late than never. And so it covers the year in the Panchangam, which is mid-April to mid-April, not the Western year. So therefore our New Year started about 2 weeks ago, and we were in Mauritius, went there to spend time with the members and students, and then we tagged on a few days at the end for a visit to South Africa, which was very interesting. So in Mauritius, we were able to present the keynote, which is the Mac version of PowerPoint, half-day seminar on what is Hinduism, session 2, to over 350 attendees at the Vivekananda International Conference Center. Very nice, modern conference facility built in Mauritius by the Government of India. Government of India occasionally builds things for the country of Mauritius. So that's one of them. So that went very well, and everyone was very impressed. It was a huge screen, and it's the first time we've really had such a big screen and such a modern facility, and also the first time we had our keynote with the new version in which the photos move. So photos would move left to right, they get bigger and smaller and so forth, so it catches everyone's eye. You know, you look out at the audience and everyone's glued to the screen and the moving photos. So we found that it's very helpful, particularly in something that's longer than, say, an hour and a half, when attention tends to wane after about an hour and a half talk. You can notice everyone starting to yawn and all, but when you have something up on the screen, they don't. It holds their attention, and somehow you're just able to concentrate for a longer period of time. So it's kind of the new version of what teachers have known all the time. You have to write it on the blackboard. Need a blackboard, write on the blackboard, and you'll hold the student's attention. So also at the Adinam, we have 3 pre-monastics, Rajan, Tandava, and Nandi, who are moving forward in their monastic training and have taken the second step, which is called becoming a supplicant, and hoping later this year to take the next step of becoming a postulant or a sadhaka. So we're giving them some training. An area that moved ahead more quickly than anticipated is putting videos onto YouTube. So I remember last year telling some of the devotees in Southern California, sometime next year we'll manage to get a few videos onto YouTube, but we actually started last year, and we've launched 3 YouTube channels, for those of you who don't know. One's for the monastery, the second one's for Hinduism Today, and the third one is for Hindu Heritage Endowment. So a few of the videos are quite popular, at least in our concept of popularity for a Hindu group. We have one on the Guru Parampara lineage and the Kadavo Lingam Abhishekam. Each of them has been viewed over 2,500 times. And our most popular video is on Thaipusam, Malaysia, part 1 of 3, which has about 11,000 views for Thaipusam. And we're working on what are called bookends, which have nothing to do with books, right? Such as language. I think they call them video ends. But a bookend is what's at the beginning and the end of a video. So if you've watched things on Apple TV or on YouTube, something like National Geographic has a 15-second opening that's the same on every single National Geographic video. So we're creating 3 sets of those, one for each of the channels. It's being done by a professional in Southern California. He's finished the first one for the monastery, and we're starting to get it onto the website soon, and should have the one for Hinduism Today done in the near future. So also in the digital area, we're undergoing a major redesign of our Hinduism Today and Hindu Heritage websites with the help of a professional. And the sites, as you know, were designed many years ago, and lots of features have developed on the web that we don't include, and ease of use aspects as well. So we're updating them to include the new features and make them more user-friendly. We've got lots of great information, but it's a bit hard to find. You have to be really dedicated, particularly in the Hinduism Today site, to find things. So that should be, the Hinduism Today should be launched in a couple of months, and then we'll move on to the Hindu Heritage Endowment. One of the things we're hoping for Hindu Heritage Endowment is to get a way where our volunteers, our sevaks, or karma yogis, can upload information directly on various activities, such as we have the Tirunavakarasuna in our Gurukulam in Batikaloa, for example, has lots of great activities on a regular basis, but they never end up on the website. So we want to create a way whereby not the monks, but rather our volunteers can upload regularly. They choose an activity such as that orphanage that they want to be the news person for, and then they regularly upload the photographs and the news items, and that way keeps the website updated without giving the monks more work to do. And there's lots of quite interesting websites. Shiva Bhumi, a website would be, Shiva Bhumi activity in Jaffna would be very interesting if we got those photos on the website as well. So that's the kind of upgrade we're hoping to achieve in the Hindu Heritage Endowment area. So we find a way to get all this news on a fairly current basis. So also in the digital world, we've done something that we've been wanting to do for a while. We have in the Master Course area, Gurudeva's trilogy study, Dancing, Living and Merging with Shiva, we have a study course. And the study course has created a pile of papers for the last few years. They get mailed back and forth, sometimes halfway around the world. And it's created, before the web developed certain ease of use PDF ways of doing things, so you can create a PDF file right on the web and fill it in. So we can send the file to someone, and then they can send it back, and we don't have to send all this paperwork around the world. So that's just started and gets us toward what was supposed to happen years ago. Remember the paperless office? It's supposed to happen. Have you ever seen one? So it seems to be coming slowly. We're all attached to paper, but this is one small step toward that.